So that certain Aquaman starlet is using the Russia and Ukraine war right now to go after JD. That's right. Things have gotten so desperate for that certain Aquaman starlet right now that they will use absolutely anything to go after JD. And while I have to admit, I've come to expect some pretty outlandish things by now, trying to work part of the counterclaim into current events, yeah, it's going to backfire, and it's going to backfire thoroughly. Oh man, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And when I saw this article at first, this article is simply titled, Russia's War, Is This How You Thought the Internet Would React? I was really surprised by what I was seeing. Why? Because this sinks to a new societal low. Again, trying to take everything that is transpiring in Russia and Ukraine, with the person closest to that certain Aquaman starlet hoping that they can revive a portion of that counterclaim that has already been struck down in court. You can see it right here. See, as part of her courtroom strategy, that certain Aquaman starlet said that JD had damaged their career to the tune of $100 million. How did they come to the tune of $100 million, by the way? Well, you can see it spelled out right here. JD, he asserted that she did $50 million worth of damages to him. That's twice the amount JD asserted against her. Literally, that's how they came up with it. Now, the part that they're trying to resurrect and connect with Russia and Ukraine is right here. This has been thoroughly debunked, by the way. It has been shot down in the courtroom, too. But that doesn't matter because they're still going to go out there and they're still going to use anything they can in their desperation. But listen to this here. They say that JD has been intent on taking her career down. To accomplish this, they add, he individually or through his representatives and agents in Virginia have created, coordinated, controlled, and or manipulated social media accounts created specifically for the purposes of targeting that certain Aquaman starlet, computer-controlled social media accounts, and or groups of inauthentic accounts controlled by a single agent to amplify content misleadingly. Essentially what they're claiming, and again remember, they're claiming this in a courtroom, gets thoroughly shot down by a judge and by Twitter, is that anyone that remotely speaks out about that certain Aquaman starlet, they're not real people. This is what they're trying to revive right here in the claim too. There are a number of newly created foreign language accounts specifically or predominantly designed to damage that certain Aquaman starlet. Many of these accounts, they have, you see the signature there reflecting, you see the origin. Yeah, you see exactly how that ties in. Adam Waldman, this is where they're going further, by the way. JD's agent and attorney is publicly associated with Russian individuals with the capability of organizing such actions. So yeah, they're trying to revive something that went after hundreds of people, tried to shut them down, tried to go after them in real life. They're trying to connect this to JD. They're trying to connect it to Adam Waldman. I mean, this is beyond reprehensible. Now, what is especially repugnant about this article isn't just it trying to connect Russia and JD. I mean, that's pretty bad, right? But it goes further than that. It tries to pretend that it's about social media discourse. It's just using Russia and Ukraine to make a lot of I statements from the author. I mean, look at how egotistical this comes across. Tonight, as Russia invades the Ukraine, missiles land in major cities, I feel sick. Again, I statement. Another I statement, have been cursed with a great gut instinct, and it's a curse because it's usually right. So when events make me feel sick, again, a me or an I statement, it's because something is rotting. There's something about illegal war that should be uniting us as people. That fact that it's not is very disarming, don't you think? We've been imagining with dread what it would be like when war breaks out, and Twitter is our way of processing it. Twitter should not be your way of processing the real world, by the way. Tonight, again another I statement, was confused by the usual suspects reasonably focusing their attention on it, but it did not feel like a universal concern. Russia's war on Ukraine perhaps is not the quote-unquote right war. How exactly did we get here? So they follow that statement and a map of what's going on in Russia and Ukraine with another diatribe about self, saying, this is how I perceive social media, before landing us on the statement, again, trying to connect Russia with JD and also trying to connect Adam Waldman, JD's lawyer in all of this, saying, hey, he's the one who procured it. Listen to this here. In Jewish advocacy, many of us experience incessant attacks from Iranian bots, particularly when tensions are mounting in the Middle East. I defend that certain Aquaman starlet online, who's been attacked by Russian bots acquired by her ex-husband, JD's lawyer, with the intention of destroying her career and reputation and creating a mass smear campaign around the truth of her experience. Again, taking an article about Russia and Ukraine, making it all about self, so many I statements, and then adding this in for kicks. That's what you're looking at these days. Now, I'm sure you noticed the hyperlink in that part too. You know, the one that's supposed to link back to some kind of evidence or proof. Well, it links back to an article, a very old, very debunked article, by the way, breaking down very poorly what I told you about in the counterclaim. In fact, the entire article is right in front of you, a whole whopping 2 paragraphs. Listen to this. This is their proof. JD and his lawyers deployed Twitter trolls and Russian bots to attack that certain Aquaman starlet in a smear campaign, she says in a lawsuit. Again, something that was struck down in the court. That certain Aquaman starlet said she suffered attacks from automated online accounts that were meant to destroy her career. The actor and his representatives controlled, quote-unquote, social media accounts created specifically for the purposes of targeting that Aquaman starlet, her filing said. The accounts were said to be designed to damage that certain Aquaman starlet and her livelihood without being directly traceable to JD. The suit said that Adam Waldman, her lawyer, was publicly associated with Russian individuals with the capability to organize such attacks. Yeah, I hope that people call this out, and they call it out big time too, because at the end of the day, what you're seeing here isn't just mis or disinformation. It's trying to connect tragedy on a large scale, trying to take conflict or war and connect it to somebody in a way that has already been shot down in a courtroom. I mean, really think about that. These claims were thoroughly debunked by a judge. The people that they were saying weren't real people, yeah, they weren't allowed to use that. The claim about cyber crimes, they're not allowed to use that. But this right here, well, they're trying to repurpose it, and that isn't acceptable at all. And like I said, I hope people call that out. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. As always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. You want to help out the channel, by the way, there are links in the description. We could always use your help too, so check those out. But you being here, that is the biggest help of all. So thank you. Appreciate you. Ending here. See you soon.